Do you use word of mouth to communicate gratitude? Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1702 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey, primarily the offline to online business journey, but a lot of business journey, both offline and online. I spent 48 years running, owning, operating businesses and continue to do so today offline. And in 2017, following my divorce, I came online and started building online businesses and helping other people to do the same thing. So simultaneously, while working in offline businesses, I also worked over a quarter century in corporate America for some really cool corporations where I learned a whole lot of how different businesses and different industries do things. And one of the biggest ahas and things I learned from my experience in corporate America while running businesses on the side was the ability to take something that works in one industry and apply it to another industry. But there's not a whole lot of cross-industry pollination, even today. And even with the internet and all the information that's out there in the world, I was talking to one of my consultants yesterday about, or the day before about this, about that is such a powerful thing to do. If you can go in one industry, learn some things, and then apply it to another industry, it's like magic to another industry, because people in an industry or in a business are so stressed out and inundated and busy just trying to figure stuff out and apply what's worked for them in the past. They seldom have the opportunity or the time or the energy, or seldom take it, or have somebody come in and help them see it, how they could do things better, faster, more efficiently, and more effectively. And if you can do that, if you can come up with creative solutions for people and businesses, you will never have to worry about generating a very lucrative income for yourself. It's like if you have certain skills and abilities. If you're a great salesperson, and if you can build relationships and negotiate, if you have some of these skills, you don't have to worry about anything, and they're all things that any one of us can learn if we so choose. We're focusing on communication this month for the BU 365-day challenge, where we're doing one thing every day that improves us. And communication is the 9th part of the life framework that I personally use to kind of take and add some structure and planning and strategy around the chaos that would normally be my life and most of our lives. We don't create a framework or a structure to determine what it is that we really want. We talked about what we want versus what we don't want today as part of the annual challenge show. And we've talked about it before. There's things that I will talk about over and over and over again, because I know how long it took me to actually get them and understand and internalize them. It took me hundreds of exposures to certain concepts and certain ideas and certain thoughts before I realized, oh, aha, that could work for me too. And so the things that I've found that really work for me, I tend to repeat. One of those is focusing on what we want versus what we don't want, being grateful. And gratitude was our topic for the annual challenge, communication today. And how do we communicate gratitude? How do we communicate it to ourselves and to other people, but mostly to ourselves? Because we need to be grateful for the things that are working in our life. We need to be thankful and appreciative of them to create more of them. We need to be focusing on what we want in order to create it. So often we say we want one thing, but all of our actions and all of our thoughts and beliefs and thinking is focusing on what we don't want. And if we're focusing on what we don't want, guess what? We're not spending energy and focusing on what we do want. And the only way to get what we want is to spend time and energy and action and thoughts and visualization. Like I said here, focus on what you want, visualize it, affirm it, recite it, and write it down. I think we've talked about the power of writing things down. Writing things down is the first step in creating them. Okay, so those were the big topics for the two primary pieces of content that I create every day. And I've been doing it every day. It's going on, I think this is my 5th year creating daily content. And people might say, oh, that's crazy. Why do you bother doing that? And I do it for me as much as for other people and for the people that listen and consume my content. I do it because it keeps me moving forward in my life. It helps me grow and develop and become the person I want to be. It helps me to show up and share the things that I have learned and some of the painful things that I've learned as well, so that other people don't have to make the same mistakes I do. Guess what? We all can find plenty of ways to make our own mistakes, and I guarantee we'll all continue to make mistakes, but if we can avoid some by learning from other people, it's really a faster, easier way of creating what we want in our life than having to make all of the mistakes ourselves. Some people, me included, there's some mistakes that each of us need to make for our own personal development and growth. I think we talked about that the other day in the annual challenge as well, that if we can view our growth or growth in any situation that and take the lessons that we learn out of that, it helps us to grow as a person and develop and become the person that we're here to become. All right. Busy week, busy day, busy couple of weeks. I've got some big projects going on. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow just to kind of fill you in on the content that we're creating and what we're doing. If there's anything you need to know or want to know, please ask. So often we're afraid to ask. I was always afraid to ask for help, ask for anything. And now I'm learning that there is so much power. And again, that's one of those things I had to be exposed to hundreds and hundreds of times and struggle on my own with to figure out, oh my gosh, if I just ask the question, I'll get the answer. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.